Hey everybody, we're live. I'm a few minutes early, just super excited to get here with everyone. We'll make sure that we get everybody here and situated before we get going with our trivia. But oh my goodness, I see so many of you joining early already. I love it. Hello, early birds. So many of you on the Teacher Goals X platform. Love it. So today what we are doing is we are playing a trivia game for my brand new book, Educate and Rejuvenate, that was published by Teacher Goals. We are celebrating the launch of this brand new book. Hello, Ernisa. Excited to have you here. You are the first entry to win one of our giveaway prizes today. So we will have 2 random winners, just the people who participate in the chat today. And then we're also going to play a trivia game, and the top 3 on the leaderboard will win a prize. So it's going to be super exciting. Hello, Valerie. I missed you too. Love seeing you here. Glad you made it. So we're going to do a trivia game, and we'll do that. We'll start that in about 5 to 7 minutes. Make sure everybody can get in here. Make sure everybody can get situated. Until then, I'm going to explain a little bit how this trivia game is going to work, about the book, about the bonuses. Hello, Latrice from Florida. So as you get here, again, make sure to pop into the chat. There are a lot of you here. And usually it's a very small fraction of people who actually pop something in the chat. Just popping one comment in the chat gets you entered to win a giveaway prize. So one of the things we're giving away is, so 2 random winners in the chat will win one of our planners. Now we have them in 3 colors. We have pink, we have blue, we have green. And this is our really nice leather-bound full 12-month full color teacher planner. We're giving away 2 of them to random attendees in the chat. And then for the leaderboard, we are giving away, and we can put this in the chat too. I'll actually just go ahead and copy paste it, Kinsey, because I don't think you have it. My team Kinsey is backstage with us. She will also be popping links into the chat for everybody. But we also have first place, second place, and third place winners, although I'm having to format it in the chat, which is kind of hard while I'm live because it did not keep my formatting. Okay, I've got that here for everybody. So the first prize of the book is going to get a signed and personalized copy of the book along with one of the other items of their choice, either a laminator, a backpack, or a planner. So the person who gets the most answers right in the trivia game. The second prize is a personal laminator for you to use to laminate everything in your classroom. I used mine to laminate the Educate and Rejuvenate workbook that comes with the book when you purchase it. So you can see, it's nice and laminated. I just did it in my home. I love having my own personal laminator. Who has their own laminator? Let me know in the chat. I'm seeing some fun. Oh, and it didn't keep my formatting anyway when I tried to reformat it for all of you. So sorry about that. No worries. So glad you're excited about the planners, Andrea. Another Andrea says, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Latrice is here. She says she loves the planner. Gloria is here. Heather got her book in the mail yesterday. So excited to start it. And yes, and if you have a copy of the book, make sure you grab it because this trivia game, it is open book. And if you're wanting to win one of the prizes, maybe it can help you to look up some answers if you like. Though I think it does also give the faster you get the answer, the more points you get too. But then you also want to make sure that you don't sometimes there's all the above. So don't go too fast, right? You want to make sure that you get the answers correct if you might know it. Or you might be like, I haven't read the book yet. I don't know anything. Just hop in and try. It'll be so much fun. Or even grab a Kindle copy right now that you'll get instant access to. So you can use that and even search in it. See if you can find answers. Katie loves her laminator. Good evening. So excited. I've been looking forward to this trivia, and it got pushed back a week because we had some glitches with the book. But this has just been so fun. It's just extended the party. I've been loving it. I'm loving seeing all your comments. I can't even keep up in the chat. How does this work on Facebook? So I will show in just a second. So you're going to want your phone, and I guess I should have mentioned this. You're going to need a device to pull up the trivia game. So ideally, if you can have 2 devices, that will make it a lot easier. I didn't really think of that until now, actually, because because hopefully you could have this playing too if you need to in the background. Or if you needed to, maybe you would have to leave the live and then come back to the live. I'm not sure. Let's play it quick before Hannah gets home. She will know all the answers. Hannah is amazing. We love Hannah in our Educate and Rejuvenate community. Latrice is excited about trivia. Latrice is ready to go. Andrea laughs at that. Oh no, I don't have 2 devices. So sorry. Hopefully it'll work. Let me all know. I didn't even think of that until now, actually, or we would have made sure to put that in the emails and stuff. Kids, let me know if you think of anything, or if you know. Maybe you could test it out or something too. I don't know. Real quick before we get into that, I want to explain, because some of you you're playing on, similar to Kaboom. It's called AHA Slides is what it is. So I'll show you in a second how you can join. I also want to just remind everyone really quick before we get into the trivia game. Is there another place to watch besides Facebook on my phone? It is streaming on YouTube, which actually it's on our Educate and Rejuvenate YouTube and Teacher Goals YouTube. I know YouTube will allow you to kind of toggle out of a screen and put it to the side and have another thing. So you could switch over to YouTube if you're on Facebook, and then probably do both on one device. That's probably not a bad idea. So great idea, Charity. That was a good question to ask about the trivia. And I want to remind everybody what this trivia is about. It's about my brand new book, Educate and Rejuvenate. If you go to that link at the bottom of the screen, teachergoals.com/educate-bonuses, this is the book where all the trivia questions are coming from. We have just launched the book on September 12th. Today is the last day of our launch party, and we're wrapping it up with a bang with this trivia game. It's going to be so much fun. Today is also, as you'll see, there are only 5 hours left to get all the launch bonuses when you purchase the book. And these bonuses will more than pay for your copy of the book, as you'll see here really shortly. If you purchase, and this book, it debuted at #1 in 3 education categories on Amazon, which was so exciting. So thank you for everybody who purchased a copy, for your support. I'm really excited for this book to get out there, for the message to get out to teachers who are feeling burned out, who are feeling overwhelmed, because this book is here to help you revitalize your teaching, renew your spirit, and reignite your passion for life. It really isn't a book that is like, hey, here's a new method for teaching or whatever. It's all about you not burning out and creating a sustainable teaching career, a sustainable teaching life, so that you can enjoy teaching more, so that you can get more in touch with yourself. So you're not only thinking of everybody else, but you're thinking of yourself too. That's the key, because we want to I even talked about on our live podcast recording that we did on Monday, that candle quote, right? That we, a good teacher is like a candle. It consumes itself to light the way for others. I don't like that, because we don't want to consume ourselves. We need to educate, right? Teach our kids, light the way for them, but then also rejuvenate ourselves so that we can make sure that we have something to light the way with, so the candle's not completely burned out. Is there a YouTube link? Perfect. Thank you. Kinsey was already on it. I was just about to ask you to get it, but she already did. So perfect. We have a YouTube link in the chat. For those of you who are going to be on one device, YouTube might be a little bit easier for you to be able to toggle back and forth between the video, this live that we're doing, and very shortly where we're going to be starting the trivia game. Andrea stayed up late last night to finish the book. Amazing. I hope that you enjoyed it and that it was beneficial for you. Ariana said my book arrived today and I have to drive home, but I'm hoping y'all have a blast. Thank you so much, Ariana. And again, you can actually join anytime when the game begins too. So I will show you all that shortly. So here's a little more info about the book, but I kind of explained it. If you order one book, you're going to get, and I'm going to be clear here, these bonuses actually are not going away. The workbook and the app, those are forever more bonuses for anybody who purchases the book, right? The live book study, if you don't purchase a book before the first call, you're going to not be there for the whole thing, right? So that is kind of going away in a sense. But all of these bonuses are going away. You're not going to get the $30 credit to our resource shop that's going to basically pay for your book. You're not going to get a sticker that turns your book into a signed copy. I'm not going to be able to keep up with that long term. You're not going to get an exclusive bundle of resources from a bunch of my teacher friends after this deadline. So it's like all these additional bonuses. Like if you're going to purchase a copy of the book anyway, you're going to want to do it today so you can get all of these bonuses. Now, if you decide to go with 2 copies of the book, and we had some people ask, like, wait, I already bought 1 copy, and now I'm thinking I want to get this 2-copy bundle. Can I just buy 1 more and get this one? Yes, you can. So if you purchased 1 copy of the book and you're like, oh, I actually want this, because what it does, because I realized this wasn't even completely clear. Here you get $30 of credit to the shop, right, to pay for your 1 copy of the book. Here you get 2 $60 credits to the shop, 1 for you and 1 for your friend who you're buying a copy for. But we won't tell your friend if you decide to keep that for yourself, right? If you get $120 of credit to shop for resources in our Educate and Rejuvenate shop. You'll also get to join an exclusive Q&A author night with me. That is only for people who purchase 2 copies or people who are members of our Educate and Rejuvenate club. So just buying 1 copy of the book does not get you into that Q&A night. If you purchase 2 copies, you'll also get a ticket to our winter conference. 2 tickets that they're usually $19.99 each. With that again that along with the credit and everything more than pays for the 2 copies of the book. So the big reason we're doing this is because the more copies that get purchased, the more Amazon will push this book out there so more teachers can feel rejuvenated. And that is the whole point of this book. And again, I also have a goal of hitting a certain number of copies so I can record an audiobook. I really want to record an audiobook, and we have to hit a certain number. That is a bit of a stretch to do that. So once we do that, I'm really excited. So again, and we do have also for 10 copies or 30 copies, if you have like a school team or your admin wants to give an amazing gift to your team by helping all of you educate and rejuvenate. That can include like PD with me and lots of credit for each teacher and some planners and everything. Most people are doing 1 or 2. So I'm not going to go super in depth about that. Audiobook would be awesome. You can do it. Yes, that is my goal. And also we will make it worth your while. Like if you're like, oh wait, I'm going to wait for the audiobook. But trust me, like with all these bonuses, it's worth your while to grab it now. And then you're not waiting till like, maybe it'll take a year or whatever for us to get to the audiobook, right? Like in a year, you can see huge transformation from having this. But then when I do the audiobook, I plan on us having bonus, like new content, almost like, hey, what's some new stuff that's come up, like even during our book club that I want to add on, or what if I could add something to the book, maybe like a bonus chapter or something. So we'll make it worth your while for both, for sure. Okay. Lori started reading and she's enjoying the book. I love it. My devices aren't on the same time. My phone is delayed. Interesting. That's so interesting how that works. Audiobook would be awesome. You can do it. Yes. Oh, and by the way, you don't need 2 of this stream going. You just need 2 devices, 1 to be ready for when we start the trivia. And I'll explain that in just a sec. So anyway, when you do that, to claim your bonuses, some of you, if you purchased a book, but you haven't claimed your bonuses, we've had some people email in and be like, I didn't get my bonuses. And it's because they bought the book on Amazon, but they didn't actually fill out the form. You need to fill out the form so we know that you bought the book, because we don't have anything connected to Amazon. We don't know. So you'll need to purchase your book, take a screenshot of it, and then you'll click the button depending on how many books you ordered, fill out the form, and it'll give you the coordinating bonuses. So you'll find that you'll click to order on Amazon. Also, we had some people ask, like, what if I bought it at Target or Barnes & Noble? That's fine too. We just figure most people are doing Amazon for the Prime shipping and all that. And here, this is what it is. I mean, you'll see, like, if you bought a Kindle, it's just $9.99 and you get all those bonuses. So it's pretty crazy. Paperback, $26.95. That $30 credit alone pays for it, right? So super exciting. All these bonuses, so many are going away. The audiobook would be perfect. You would be reading it, right? Yes, which I just can't wait to do that. So we have to hit it. We have to do it. So yeah, I'm really thrilled about it. I'm not in a rush either. I'm just like, kind of like I talk about in the book, like it's just like it's all gonna happen, how it's gonna work out, and I'm just thrilled with the whole process, the whole journey of getting this book out into the world. But another thing I'm so thrilled about is we've been getting some reviews already, which is so exciting. You look at this amazing review from Miss Hannah here. She's been here on a lot of these lives. We've got some awesome reviews. I'm not going to read all of them, but I just do want to mention that reviews do help us so much to get the book out there more. We are going to do some fun things. I actually would love your insight of what could we do. We can't like be like, oh, if you do a review, we'll give you this. That's not allowed on Amazon. We just really appreciate honest reviews. But the one thing I do plan on doing is like when we hit 25 reviews of the book, we're going to send our whole email list this thing. And when we hit 50 reviews, we'll send our whole email list that thing, just to kind of like try to get numbers of reviews rather than like incentivizing individual reviews. So if anybody has ideas for things we could do for that, would love to hear it. But again, we're already at 6, so we're now only 19 away from hitting that first benchmark of 25. So we would love and appreciate any reviews on the book too. And Charity said, this is funny. I have both Facebook and YouTube on my phone and they're in sync with each other. So interesting how tech works, right? I love that you would be reading it because it would be like being on a coaching call with you like we do here. Yes, it totally would. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to the trivia. I'm so excited for this trivia game. I think everybody's here. The number has been like going up and up and up, but I think we're stabilized now. So what you need to do is pull up another window on your device, or ideally on a second device. But if you're on the same device, see if it'll let you just pull up another tab and go to, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make me smaller actually. Well, or take myself off maybe. So this gets even full screen. Let me see if I can do that. There we go. And I'm going to remove that banner quick. I'll add this one and then remove this one. Here we go. So to join, well, I guess it's in a few spots now. So to join the Educate and Rejuvenate book trivia, you need to go to ahaslides.com/AL6GK, and you're going to put your name in there. I see 3 of you have already joined. So exciting. And again, we can have a lot of people in here. So don't be shy. Come on in. Even if you haven't read the book, why not try, right? Jump in, join the trivia. I want to give everybody some time to get settled in. So let me see. While we do that, I guess I got ahead of myself. I was going to like share some reviews while everybody got in, but then I got excited and just shared them anyway. Can we have the link on the chat? Oh, good idea. Kinsey, can you pop that link in there? Oh, Latrice already did it on Facebook. Amazing. Thank you, Latrice. Kinsey, can you pop it in the chat so it goes out to all the platforms wherever people are watching? I'm seeing more names pop in. Amazing. We got it up there. There we go. It should be going out in the chat to all the platforms now. So you can just click right on it. So we got 9 of you in here so far. So exciting. I'm so excited for everybody joining. Oh, and then some. You'll be able to hop in and out. Do you win by getting the most right? So there's a first, second, and third place, right? So the first place will get a signed copy of the book from me, and then one of the other items of their choice. So a laminator, a planner, or what was the other thing? I'm forgetting now. Or was it just those 2? He had it. I put it in the chat. Backpack. Backpack was the other one. Second prize is a personal laminator. And third prize is one of our planners. And then we'll pick 2 random people from the comments on Facebook or on whatever platform you're watching on, just in StreamYard. So we'll pick 2 just random people who are in this live. Even if you don't join in, you just kind of watch the trivia. If you're like, oh, I'm not going to watch, I just want to kind of see and hang out with everybody. You can still be one of the random winners potentially. Or again, if you are in it and you're like, oh, I got 10th place or whatever, but you were in the chat. That totally counts. So, bunch of you are ready. There's a whole bunch of you who haven't joined yet. So I'm like, I want to give you another minute, but then we're going to get going too. You can join anytime during the trivia. So those of you, I would love to see who on the Teacher Goals platform is hopping in. I'd love to see you hop in. See a bunch of you ready. Again, you can even just guess, right? Doesn't hurt. Just come and join in on the fun. It says I need a code. I mean, if you're just on a Hausleis, it might be that AL6GK. Yeah, I have seen like some of your names pop in and then pop out. So I think some of you might have left. So make sure that you come back in. Because it keeps like kind of like, it'll be like 7 and then 10 and then 9 and then 12. So just make sure you don't leave that screen so you can keep playing. Jen has had her eye on the backpack for a year now. Love it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start the game. Okay. Y'all ready? Okay, we got 14 of you in here now. See, it's going up a little. What is the central theme of Educate and Rejuvenate? And you'll pick the answer on your device. Okay, let's see. Okay. Then every 3 questions, I believe it's going to show a leaderboard. Which audience is the book primarily aimed at? I'm going to remove this banner from the screen just because it's already on everything. Okay, good job, everybody. What does Kelsey hope educators will achieve through the book? You guys are rocking it. Look at that. Okay, so here's our leaderboard so far, because again, remember, like quick answers. So fast fingers are going to get you higher up on the leaderboard. It's also going to look at your streak and let you know on your own device how your streak is going. Let's do a little confetti. Why not? We'll do that on each one. Okay, question 4. Which of the following is not a step in the 3-step framework of the book? Observe yourself, choose your direction, change your thoughts, or align yourself. And again, I see a bunch more of you have joined this live. You can hop in anytime at hausleis.com/AL6GK. There are prizes for the top 3 on the leaderboard and for random people too. So let's go. Okay. Ooh, this one was a trickier one. Good job, everybody. Okay, question 5. What does becoming an observer involve according to chapter 1? Ignoring negative thoughts, analyzing thoughts and emotions without judgment, focusing solely on classroom activities, or memorizing educational theories. And Kins, thank you for taking care of Katie's question. I started to come back to. Good job, everybody. And again, I say good job even if you didn't get it right, just for getting an answer in, you know? Oh, the backpack. Yes, we do have that in our Amazon shop. If you go to Amazon.com/ I think it's still Wife Teacher Mommy. I don't think we're able to actually change that. But we can also put a direct link to the backpack in the chat too. Kinsey's going to grab it. Okay, next question. Again, oh, good. I've seen more of you join. Amazing. I'm seeing more of you join. You can join this game anytime. Oh, it is Educate and Rejuvenate. Perfect. I'm glad it was able to change. Which practice is recommended to become a better observer of your thoughts? I'm not going to read them all because I don't want to distract you. I don't know if I'll read them all in time. Okay. Great job, friends. Drum roll, because I think it's showing the leaderboard on the next one. Oh, no, it's not. Just kidding. False alarm. False alarm there. According to chapter 2, what primarily drives our feelings? Two, one. Okay. Great job. Oh, and now let's do leaderboard. So we got Valerie, Andrea, and Jen with Linda. Close next call. Oh, the other thing that's really interesting. We tested this on team meeting. I can actually call you, and if you answer, it brings you on screen. So if whoever's the top one is open to coming on and like accepting their congratulations, like it's like a Grammy or something, we could do that. We had fun with that on our team meeting when we were testing this. Okay. Oh, I love it. Beatrice gave us a laughing emoji. You can give us emojis too, and it'll come up on the screen. So give us emojis anytime. Okay. Next question. In chapter 2, what is suggested as a method to challenge distorted thinking? I'm seeing an emoji. Kinsey gave us a thumbs up. Dawn gave us a heart. Good job. Yes, we want to question them, right? We don't want to ignore them because we need to notice they're there, right? That's a big part of being an observer, is noticing them, but realizing they're not facts, realizing they're things our brain is serving us that we don't have to keep, right? I'm realizing I should actually be kind of explaining these answers as we go. I'm just like, good job, everyone. I'm just having fun with all of you. Okay. Next question. I think after this one, I'll show the leaderboard because I think it's every 3. Which technique is one of the highlighted practices for processing emotions effectively? And again, this question isn't what will work. This is what is actually in the book. So that's where it, yeah. Four, three, two, one. Okay, great job. And I can totally see where some of you put rational analysis, right? Maybe thinking about it. Though a lot of times with our emotions, it's more helpful to like kind of tap in more internally, right? Like we might do rational analysis more with our thoughts, and with our feelings, it's a lot. There are a lot of different strategies we mentioned, and creative outlets is just one of the many. A big one is like actually tapping in internally to your body. Going to a rage room. I was hoping someone would pick that. It actually came up at a family dinner the other night. We're like, because if you're feeling like anger, like actually that could be a way to process your emotion, right? But it was not mentioned in the book. So, okay. Question 10. Okay, I actually guess I don't know when the leaderboard is coming up. It'll just come up when it comes up. Fill in the blank. When our belief in overcoming the threat is low, but we can escape, our body will initiate a blank response. Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. So this is when we're in the stress response, right? Like something's come up, our body doesn't know the difference between a bear attacking us or a principal coming in for an observation. Okay, yes, the correct answer is flight, right? So it's kind of like there are these 4 different ones. We talk about all of them in the book. And if our body thinks, oh, I can overcome the threat, then we're going to fight, right? If it thinks like, oh, we can escape, then it's going to flight. If it thinks you can't escape, then it's going to just like try to conserve energy and freeze. And if thinks even that isn't going to appease the situation, then you fawn. That's when you kind of try to people please. And you're like, oh, maybe if I can like kind of, show the threat that I'm not a threat, that it doesn't need to do anything with me. We talk about these a lot in the book. So if you want to learn more about these stress responses and how they show up in your life, definitely grab a copy of Educate and Rejuvenate if you haven't already. Okay, next question is, I am not reaching my potential, a circumstance or a thought? This might be a lot of time for that question. I'll just see if I can skip ahead. Yeah, give all your emojis. What are your thoughts on this question? 3, 2, 1. Okay, great job. Most of you put thought. It is a thought because it's subjective, right? You might think you're reaching your potential, but somebody else might not. And we talk a lot about the difference between circumstances and thoughts in the book and how you can more readily recognize that and why it's so important. Because a lot of times we would call that a circumstance. Like naturally, if that's coming up in our brain and we don't take the time to question it, our brain sees it as a circumstance, right? Just like a fact. Like, yeah, I'm not reaching my potential. That's true. But really, if you take a moment to question, like, well, what does it mean to reach my potential? Or what would my friends say about it? Or what would my partner say about it? Or my teacher, team member, right? So if it's subjective, it's a thought. And then that's when we can kind of analyze it a little bit more. So we talk about that a lot in the book, Educate and Rejuvenate. Okay, question 12. I have 25 students in my class this year. I have 25 students in my class this year a circumstance or a thought? Three, two, one. Time's up. Y'all got it. Good job, right? That's just a simple fact, right? Okay. Ooh, Linda's got the longest streak. Amazing. Ooh, we've had a lot of shuffling in the leaderboard. Look at that. Some heavy competition here. Let's keep it rocking, keep it rolling. Great job, everybody. Okay, question 13. Which part of the model describes what is out of our control? Circumstance, thought, feeling, action, or result? Okay, yes, it is our circumstances, right? Because everything else we ultimately have control over, right? We have control over what we think. And again, it's like whether we believe it or not, or whether we question it or not, right? Like sometimes like a thought will pop into our mind and then we can be like, oh, is this what I want to keep going with, right? And then our feelings are controlled by our thoughts, and then our actions by our feelings, our results, again, through everything else, right? According to that self-coaching model. And again, there are other tools we utilize in the book as well. Sometimes it's not always that simple. Like if you're in an activated state with your nervous system, we talk about it too. But ultimately, the circumstances are something we can never have control over, right? We can never control a circumstance, and that's how we know that it goes into that category. Okay, next question. Blank occurs when you draw broad negative conclusions from a single event and apply it to everything, often using words like always or never. So this is one of our cognitive distortions. All of these ones below are cognitive distortions discussed in the book. This is an example or the definition of a specific one that we discuss in the book, Educate and Rejuvenate. So I see a lot of you joining. We are playing trivia based on my brand new book, Educate and Rejuvenate. All these questions are coming from the book. Okay, great job. This is an example of overgeneralization, right? Because we're drawing a conclusion about everything. We're overgeneralizing, right? We're generalizing something in a way that is too extreme. Like rarely in life is something always or never a certain way, right? And we talk about 11 different cognitive distortions, ways that we think. Really what a cognitive distortion is thinking, like, cognitive and distortion, it's like warped, right? It's not exactly true. It's like you're looking at one of those funhouse mirrors at a circus or whatever. And we talk about 11 of these in the book. And once you know the definitions, you'll be able to start noticing them more just because you even know what they are. You're like, oh, I'm overgeneralizing right now, because you'll catch yourself saying always or never, right? Okay, next question. The opposite of selfishness is, and this is on page 101 for those of you who have a copy of the book. Now I'm wondering how this actually works with typing it in. Hopefully this goes well. Okay, this is weird how it's like saying those are wrong. It's saying nobody got it. So I guess we're all even because it's giving it to nobody. So yeah, I think this was set up differently on our team meeting, and then we decided to try the free response. But I think we thought it was going to be more generous than that. So good job, everybody. The actual quote from the book is, if selfishness is looking at our own gain at the expense of others, then its true opposite is looking out for everyone else at the expense of ourselves, right? A lot of times we think that the opposite of selfishness is only thinking about ourselves, but that's like, when you really think about it, its true opposite is looking for everyone else at the expense of yourself, right? If you were to truly flip that around. And so what we need to find is something nice in the middle, right? Where we do think of others, we think of our students, we think of our colleagues, our families, but we also take care of ourselves too. So we aren't burning out. So we actually have something to give, right? Okay. That was a tricky one. Luckily, we're still all even on the same page since nobody typed in the exact quote from the book. Okay. Great job, everybody. Seeing some shifting in the leaderboard. I love it. That means you're all doing such a good job. So applause, everybody. Dawn is currently in the lead. Then Heather, then Jen, then Linda, then Jennifer. Okay, I think we've got a total of 25 questions, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 25. What do we need to do first when we are in an activated state? Process emotions, regulate ourselves, observe our thoughts, or utilize the self-coaching model. And this is when our nervous system is triggered, when we're activated, right? Okay, good job. And this was a tricky one. We know that when people have answered every single one. So the first thing we need to do, and none of these things, these are all good things to do, and they're all things we talk about in the book. But if we're activated, nothing else is going to work as well if we don't regulate ourselves. And it's a little tricky because part of regulating yourself is like getting into your body and calming your nervous system, you just might not be able to like name your emotions and fully move through it. There is some overlap between those two things, but in the book, you'll really kind of see how they are a little bit different. There's some nuances to it. And then we don't want to be utilizing the model or looking at our thoughts when we're activated, because we want to make sure we're in a regulated place to observe our thoughts. And I really explained why in the Educate and Rejuvenate book. Okay, question 17. According to chapter 7, what is an intentional model? And you could probably use some context clues to figure this one out if you're not sure. Put your teacher hat, context clues on. Good job, everybody. Yes. So when we're being intentional, we're being deliberate, right? So when we use the model, and that is the self-coaching model that I talk about in the book, that I talk about on the Educate and Rejuvenate podcast, that those of you who are in our Educate and Rejuvenate Club coaching know this. It is that model we talked about where we divide our circumstances from our thoughts. Then we look at how our thoughts are driving our feelings, actions, and results. So when we're using an intentional model, rather than just like what's already automatically happening, because it's always happening, we're always thinking thoughts, feeling feelings, doing things, and not doing other things, and then seeing results of some kind or another in our life. That is the unintentional model, just what's naturally happening. An intentional model is when you really kind of choose, you're like, what is it I want to think about this, and kind of being a little bit more deliberate with it. So that is the difference between the unintentional and the intentional model, which we really dive into in the Educate and Rejuvenate book. So you'll want to snag a copy to learn more about that. Okay, the leaderboard. Here we go. Shuffling again every time. We're so close. You're all doing fantastic. Great job, everybody. Okay, question 18. What is the purpose of a minimum baseline? As I talk about in the Educate and Rejuvenate book. Okay, great job. So the official definition of a minimum baseline is that you're setting a low bar, right? A low bar for what is like to be able to check that thing off your list. So it makes it easy for you to have success, right? And it is true that you can also feel the reward of accomplish something and you have some direction as well. But the real purpose of that minimum baseline is for you to, feel like you're accomplished and make that success easy so it's sustainable long-term, right? Because if you're like, I'm going to work out for an hour before school every single day and I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. and do that, like that may not be sustainable for you. But if your minimum baseline is I'm going to move my body for 3 minutes a day or something, that's really sustainable. That's something you can do every day. And likely once you get started, you'll keep going, right? You'll keep doing that thing. But if it's a really rough day, you just do that 3 minutes, you're still sustaining that habit. It's so much better than nothing. And that's just a small example from the book. Okay. Question 19. Boundaries can be set to safeguard which of the following? Oh, wait a second. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be an all of the above here. Kinsey, did that get removed? Which one's right? I'm like, oh, they're all right. Okay, I get what's happening here. So you all got it if you put an answer. I was like, wait a second. Perfect. Yes, a boundary can be set to safeguard any of these things. I I feel like when we were testing this, it was set up, a few of these we had to kind of shift. So, but amazing. I'm glad you all got the points for that because you deserved it. A boundary can be set to safeguard our emotions, our time, right? Like if somebody's wanting to take up a lot of time, you think, hey, this is what I can do to help rather than just anything they want, right? Our bodies, like, hey, like you can't, like if you try to do this to me, I'm going to go away. And our mental well-being, right? We can protect all of these things, and boundaries are a great tool to do that. And we have a whole section about that in one of the chapters of the book that you'll want to check out. Okay, question 20. According to the urgency matrix, what should you do if something is important but not urgent? So there's an actual visual of this in the book for those of you who have a copy of it. It is on page 161. If you need help, it'll tell you the answer. Yes. So if it's important but not urgent, right? That is when we decide when we're going to do it, right? And I see how that was tricky because you could maybe delegate it too. But according to Stephen Covey's urgency matrix, is in chapter 10, delegate is when it is urgent, like it needs to be done, but it's not important. That is when the matrix says to delegate. And to decide is when you decide when you're going to do it. It doesn't mean you do it immediately because it's not urgent, right? It means that you decide when it's going to go. You put it in your calendar. Okay, great job, everybody. Question 21. What are the 4 main types of images you can include on your vision, not visive, your vision board? It's on page 148 of the book. If you have a copy of the book, try to type it in as close as you can because I'm not sure how well this free response one works after that first one. So I would try word for word. For those who have a copy of the book, that you have a leg up. I would just do the exact what is like in the bolded part. And hopefully it'll give it to you. I see Kinsey laughing too. We're like, fingers crossed on this one. Okay, well, we're all on the same page again. But let's talk about it, right? Well, look at that. 2 of you definitely should have gotten that. Like, what in the world? Oh, you did the and sign instead of the word and. And you know what? It had the and sign in the book. So you all were right. Darn it. Well, but let's talk about it for a sec. We want to, the 4 types of images I talk about for a vision board are to have mock-ups, like where you mock up that actual result that you want so you can see it and visualize it. Images and text together, that's when you have like a quote with like an image with it. Text only to just have like an affirmation, and then just like an image of what you want to have in your life. Not mocked up, just like some image that you found or liked. Okay. Apologies for the weirdness on a couple of these questions. This is our first time using this platform. So let us know how you like it. We'll obviously figure out the quirks for next time. But I think it's fun for sure, and how it shows the leaderboard and everything. And again, it's just for fun. You're all doing great. Which of these are the reason we may not stick to our schedule? Anyways, we have another typo there. Or are reasons we may not stick to our schedule? Perfect. All of you got it. All of the above. And you all know because you probably had it happen, right? We all have. And we have a full chapter in the book about intentional scheduling, which is just such an important concept for us as educators, because a lot of us would feel really time poor, right? Like we're like, I have so much to do. There's not enough time. It's one of our most valuable assets, right? So learning how to be really intentional with it and analyzing, like when something didn't go well, what is the reason for it? And that's where in the book we talk about all these things, so you can kind of analyze like, oh, if it's one of these things, what is the solution for that thing, right? So we talk about that in the book. So definitely make sure you check out that chapter. Make sure you get to the third section because this chapter is really good. Okay, here's our updated leaderboard. I'm going to do some confetti. Okay, got just a few more questions. 3 more. Which of these is not a theme discussed in chapter 11? That's the final chapter of the book. And again, we're specifically talking about chapter 11 because all of these things are talked about in the book. And there's a typo there I didn't catch, so I'll have to proof next time. So let's reassess. Okay, so the theme not discussed in chapter 11 is setting goals. That is discussed most in depth in chapter 8. So it is discussed, just not in chapter 11. In chapter 11, we talk about focusing on 1% improvement, reassessing our direction. Chapter 11 is really, it's kind of like we're really wrapping up the book. So we've talked about all the strategies. We've talked about time management. We've talked about setting goals. We've talked about our thoughts, our nervous system, observing ourselves, choosing our direction, all of that. In chapter 11, we're really looking at like, okay, let's just look at the little bits of improvement. Let's reassess when we need to. Let's improve our comeback rate. And that is when we go from like noticing like we're off track to getting back on track. How long does it take us to recover? Or to notice we're having a negative thought and to redirect it, things like that. And we talk about community and really just how to keep it going and not lose hope. So that is chapter 11. Okay, 2 more questions. We're almost done. According to David McClellan's research, what was the top indicator of a person's success over 25 years? This is also in chapter 11 of the book, for those of you who have a copy. Okay, great job. 14 of you got it. It is their reference group. He was studying successful people, and the biggest indicator of their success is the people they surround themselves with. And I am honestly not surprised about this because how much do the people around us influence us, right? We tend to be like think a lot like the people around us, right? Because a big thing that, and we talk about this in the book, like we are wired for that human connection, right? And so the people we surround ourselves with, like we can help lift each other up. And so we can use this to our advantage when we surround ourselves with people who lift each other up. And that's what we do here at Educate and Rejuvenate. A bunch of you here, you help lift me up and I help lift you up, and we help each other out, which I love so much. And while these other things definitely still matter, the people we surround ourselves with is huge. Okay, final question. Who's ready? What bonuses do you get with purchase of the book? And I think this is one where we'll accept like a bunch of different answers. So just type like one of the bonuses that you can think of in, and hopefully it'll give it to some of you. I think next time we're not going to do this free response. We'll just keep it. We're trying to mix it up so it's not only multiple choice, but like the fact that you have to type it exact is not super helpful. Oh, it looks like one person got it with workbook. Okay, and you were all correct still. So apologies for that. Whoever said workbook, great job. I guess we must have had to put like every single thing that you might have put in there. So we'll try to keep that in mind next time with these free response questions for sure. Accept more answers. Oh, I'm able to do that. Can I just select all of them? Oh no, that's just okay. I'm accepting all your answers. How about that? And you all have to watch it. That's kind of annoying. Okay, I'm giving you all your, I guess I could have probably done that on previous ones. I did not see that. But you're all correct. These are all things. So as I'm going through this, you get a workbook, you get access to the app, our planner, credit, winter pass to our event, workbook. See, even plural, it's like, nope, but workbook worked, right? Did it work? Did I know? Yeah, accepted all those. Okay, so I think we should be good now. Accepted everybody's answer. So great job, everybody. Those are all things that you get, and we'll talk about that more in a second for those who haven't grabbed their book yet. Okay, leaderboard. This is the final leaderboard. Woohoo! Okay, so Jen, you are our top winner. So congratulations. You win the signed copy of the book along with one of the items of your choice. Heather is the winner of a personal laminator. And Dawn is the winner of the planner. Did I say that already? Okay, and then Kinsey is going to send me 2 additional random winners in the chat who she's been able to grab. Okay, the 2 random winners are Miranda Jimenez and Ernisa Barnwell. You are our 2 random winners, so I will put those in the chat as well. These are all the winners in the chat. Okay. And then, yeah, that's amazing. Oh, I guess it's not letting us do the call thing now. I don't know if you would even want us to call you. We'd have to do that ahead of time. Maybe when we're doing it on a club call, we'll do that. That'll be fun. So good job, everybody. That was so fun. Thank you for participating in this game. And it was our first time doing it on this platform. So let us know what you thought of it. I think it would be fun to do a game like this again, and we'll have the quirks figured out with the free response. You all did such a great job. That was so fun. So I want to remind everybody that today, because a lot of you joined since we started, today is the very last day. And now see, we're another hour down from when I first showed this, right? It was fun, right? I'm glad seeing a lot of you saying you're having fun doing this. So we've only got 4 hours left for the launch week bonuses. And I guess I could put myself back on screen now. I don't want to mess it up though. So we're just going to leave it for now. But it's the final day to get all the bonuses. So what you'll need to do is you'll want to snag your book today. Grab it on Amazon. And then depending on how many copies you order, there's a bunch of bonuses. If you buy 1 copy, it's going to be more than paid for with the credit. This is like most of these things other than the workbook and the app are going away today. Okay. So you don't want to miss out. These bonuses are going to more than pay for the book. You're going to have the workbook, the app walkthroughs, the live book study with me. This is really almost like I kind of explained it like it's like we could have packaged this up into like a course that we've charged a couple $100s for, but you're getting all of it with just purchasing a copy of the book. So this is so much value that's going to help you to revitalize your teaching, renew your spirit, and reignite your passion for life. Teresa, I love this comment. She said, I ordered a book for our teacher lounge for someone on the live the other day. I thought it was a great idea. Yes, somebody shared that on a live, and I love that you did it too. This is a great way to share the love, right? If you have been impacted by this work, or if you're just super excited to get started with it, purchasing a second copy for a friend is going to help them, is going to give you an accountability buddy to read the book, to come to the book club, to utilize the workbook and the app and everything, right? Because somebody you know is doing it too. And then also look how much more stuff you get. You're going to unlock more shop credit that you can either keep for yourself or give away as a gift. You're going to get to come to an extra Q&A night, tickets to the event. I see a bunch of you saying, I bought the book, how do I claim it? Yeah, because some of you, like we have gotten some emails, like I bought the book, why haven't I gotten the bonuses? There's a form on this page, and now I'm going to change it back to where it shows you the link to that. You're going to need to go to teachergoals.com/educate-bonuses. That'll take you to this page, and that is where you claim it. So depending on, you'll scroll down, or any of these buttons will take you there. So if you click here, it'll take you right to where, oh, hang on. No, those take you to Amazon under there. But once you've bought, most of the buttons on the page will take you to this spot on the page. And then you will click to order it on Amazon, or again, if you order it somewhere else, that's fine too. You take a screenshot of your order confirmation, and then you fill out the correct form depending on how many copies you purchased, and then it will get you your bonuses and will help you get it to your friends or other people if you bought more than one copy. Now, we've also had people ask on the 2, because our most recommended is the 2, because it does give you that built-in accountability buddy. It gives you like more than double the bonuses for purchasing 2 copies. We've had 2 major questions about this one. One question was, well, can I just buy a Kindle and a paperback and do this? And the answer is yes, you can. So if you do want to just buy those both for yourself and have all the bonuses for yourself, you can do that. You won't have that built-in accountability buddy, but we'll take it, right? We're not going to be like, no, you can't purchase 2 copies for yourself. Because the format, we're not looking at the format. We're just looking at the number of copies. So like if you buy a Kindle copy of the book, that can count for your 1 copy if you do the 1, right? So if you bought a Kindle and a paperback, then of course it's going to count for 2 copies, right? The other question is, I already bought a copy. Can I buy just 1 more and do this one? And the answer to that is yes. So if you're like, oh, like Andrea, or was it Andrea? Who was it who shared in the chat just now? There's so many of you. Amanda? No, Teresa. There's so many of you. Amazing people in our community. How Teresa shared that she bought one for someone in the teacher's lounge. Like if you're like, I bought a copy and you're like, oh, I'll buy another copy and I might as well get these extra bonuses for doing it. Now is a great time to do that. So hopefully that answered your question on how you can claim your bonuses. You'll come to this page. Again, if you go to teachergoals.com/educate-bonuses, that'll redirect right here. It's an easy one to remember and just type in. Kinsey also put the direct link in the chat that you can just click on and it'll take you right there. If we've already bought the bonuses, don't go wait in 4 hours. Correct. Yeah, they shouldn't. Well, so the one thing is like you could email us and we would help you out, but we will be updating the like automatic emails here soon. So you probably want to fill out that form if you've done it. Just fill it out as soon as you can because our team will be updating that soon. But we would, like if you email us, we would make sure that you get your bonuses. So yeah, if you've bought the book, if you want to make sure you get all your bonuses and not have to email us to make sure you get them all, then fill out that form tonight if you've already purchased a copy. Is the backpack the U-Grace or the Mo-Decker? I don't even know how you say those words. Sorry, and the brand names. I don't think we actually decided which one we're giving away tonight. We always kind of rotate between them, and usually we have like an image with a picture. But this one was so like we were just promoting it as trivia and tons of prizes that I don't know if we picked which one. So we'll probably let who was the backpack winner? Pick which one that you want. You have both in there. We have both in the in the shop. Yeah. So we give away and recommend both. So whoever won the backpack today, we'll let you pick which one you want. The one I have is the U-Grace one. The one that Kelsey on our team has is the Mo-Decker one. They're both great backpacks, so you can't go wrong with either one. If I'm thinking of it correctly, the U-Grace one, that's the one I have, it's more of like a what's the word? Like a more of a fabric, not like a type of fabric. I can't remember what it's called. But more of a fabric canvas. Yes, thank you. Feel. And the other one is more of like a fake leather type feel. So definitely want the backpack. Yes. Oh yes, Jen, you've been wanting the backpack. So hooray. You also let us know which backpack you want too. Okay, so let's see. Any other questions from anybody? Linda said, I got my signed book copy today, therefore giving my friend the copy I purchased. Amazing, Linda. Thank you so much for sharing the love with your friend. I love that so much. Hannah, you were missed, but you will be in the book study, right? Yes. So that's the other thing. That is the other thing I want to make sure I didn't forget. For those of you who purchased a copy of the book, make sure you fill out that form so we know you purchased it so you can get the invites to come to our book club. Because while Kim is ordering 3 books now, thank you so much, Kim. I love that you all are passing on the love. So when you fill out that form, and also those of you who are in the Educate and Rejuvenate Club, you'll already be getting these emails. But if you're not, you're going to need to fill out that form so you can join us at the Educate and Rejuvenate Book Club that starts next week. Next week, we'll be discussing the intro and chapter 1. Each week, we'll be discussing 2 chapters, and it goes through the end of the year. Or not every week. We're giving you some time in between each one. So right now, and it could potentially change, like if scheduling things come up. If it does, we'll let you know. But you'll see we have them we have a couple in October. We have a couple in November. And I tried to vary the dates and times a little bit for different time zones. So see, we have some at 5 p.m. Mountain, some at 6:30 Mountain. And you'll be able to pull up this calendar in your own time zone. This is the bonus Q&A call for those who are purchased 2 books in January. The book club for just the main, the full reading of the book goes through December. So it's going to be a great time. So the fun is not over. And let's see, was there anything else? Yeah, just make sure to snag your copy. We are going to do some fun things as we hit different review tiers. So once you purchased your book, once you again, I want you leaving an honest review. So you need to kind of know what it is before you leave a review, right? But once you've kind of dove into it and you're like, oh yes, I like this book, or I don't like it, or whatever, leave an honest review on the book. Once we hit 25 reviews, we're going to have something fun that we do. I still need to figure out what they're going to be. We just decided this today because I had to talk with Teacher Goals and figure out what am I allowed to do. I'm not allowed to actually do a giveaway or incentivize reviews, but we can do, when I hit this many reviews, we'll just send this thing to our entire email list. So 25 reviews is the first one. So we're 19 away. So, and again, that's going to be giving something to our entire Educate and Rejuvenate community when that happens, when we hit those review tiers. So leave a review when you grab your book, when you're ready. And will we be getting a link for book club? Yes. So we will be emailing out information about the book club very soon. For those, Linda, I know you're a member, so you can check the club calendar. It's already there for you. So, but for everybody else, an email will be going out very soon for those who purchase a copy of the book with the link. It'll be the same Zoom link for all the book clubs, and we'll email out the calendar and all that. Okay. So I believe that is everything for tonight. That was so much fun. Had a great time with all of you. Make sure to snag your copy of Educate and Rejuvenate. Again, we have got 4 hours and 23 minutes left to get all the extra bonuses, like the $30 credit to the shop, the book sticker to turn your physical copy into a signed copy. I'll be starting those next week. The exclusive bundle of resources. So again, get those orders in. Fill out the form too. So don't just order on Amazon. Fill out the form so you can claim those bonuses, because we don't know just when you put in that order on Amazon. So you need to go through the whole process. Order it on Amazon and then come here and fill out the form so we can get you all your bonuses. Okay, I had so much fun with all of you. Bethany, so glad you had fun too. Kinsey just put that form in the chat again for those of you who need it. Good night, everybody. Have an awesome week. We're almost to the weekend. Tomorrow's Friday. You guys have done it. You're doing amazing. Keep up the great work. Love connecting with you. And I hope to see you next week at our book club.